Hey guys, it's Vita Plastica. Well, technically it's Danielle, right? Vita Plastica is more like a brand name. I have to look over there. Brand name? So I've toyed with the idea of not introducing myself as Vita Plastica. Vita Plastica is just the world in which we all live. Dolls with plastic lives. So it's been a minute. I'm having the Apothic Inferno. It's like aged in a whiskey barrel for like 60 days. It is delicious. I don't like whiskey, but it's yummy. Hi guys. Okay, so a lot of changes have happened, and I have to look over there. Okay, in Casa Ramirez, Caesar and I have separated, but I don't want anyone to be sad. Everybody's okay. Everything is good. So for the last 6 months or so, I had all of my things packed away, and I didn't work on any new projects. So you see, I wasn't really posting on Instagram. I haven't been to this channel for a year. But I think, with the new year coming, it's time to renew, time to change. And so I'm going to change some things, and hopefully you will come along for the ride. Thank you, new subscribers, for really just believing that I would make a video again. Just believing. So shout out to Libby Libs, because you are so encouraging for me to come back. Go back, wine and dollies. So I'm in a new place. I have a cute little apartment, and me and the girls are like having a really good time. So I recently was off for a week for the holidays, and I decided to rearrange some things. So I have a little nook. This is for like reading and meditation and journaling and just looking out the window, because right outside is like this freaking swamp or something. It's a creek, but it's like full of like kudzu and dead branches and whatnot. And something screams in the night, and I think that it's maybe a fox or a coyote. It screams like a freaking banshee, and it's terrifying. But I love this place, and I just want to show you some new things I had to do. Obviously, I have a lot less space. I went from like a 4-bedroom, 4-level house of stuff with like 3 different rooms I could use for doll things to a 2-bedroom apartment. So we've had to make some adjustments. I got rid of a lot of stuff. Shout out to Tamisha for taking a lot of my stuff. A lot of things you haven't even seen. I barely put them on Instagram, but lots of 1/6 scale dolls and props. She took so much, and I'm so grateful. So thank you so much for relieving that burden for me. Stuff is very bad. I had a lot of stuff. Just the other day we got rid of 4 bags of things from the kids' room because it's after the holidays and they realize that they're sick of their old toys. Okay, so I'm just getting off on a tangent. I just want to show you my new space and how I'm working the dolls in. I still have a few dioramas that are planned, and we'll talk about that too. So let's take you on a tour, and then we'll come back and talk some more. Okay, right now I am sitting in my little nook, or I'm standing, and this is the view from there. So I have my work table, and I just got this Gramercy cart from Michael's. It's you can probably get it cheaper at IKEA, which is where I first saw it, and it kind of doesn't exactly work for what I need, because these things, if I hang things, it blocks me from being in there and seeing what's in there, and so the little hanging things aren't as great. Okay, so on the wall, I may take this down because it makes the room less beautiful. I have some, pictures and whatnot. And then I have what I'm working on. That actually says Mom. It's because I bought myself this self-healing mat for Christmas. And that's how I wrapped it. All right, so I just have some little things here. And here we have Nasiri and some of her stuff. Now, Nasiri, what I'm thinking for her is that I'm just going to take this little piece, possibly a bigger piece, and just make it look like earth. And then that will be her diorama. I may give her a background of woods or something, but I'm trying to keep the diorama small and simple. The futuristic crowd The post-apocalyptic crowd is down here, but they're just hanging out for a second. And back here we have Baba Yaga, but we'll talk about her in a minute. So I've got all of my witchy books and Song of Ice and Fire books because it's my obsession, and some more witchy things here. And then I'll have Parva here alone until I figure out what to do with her because I still have her diorama and I just don't know what to do with it. We'll talk about it. Okay, so here we have who's going to be the new Tequi. She is a, oh no, your eye slipping girl or creature. She's supposed to be green, but I use regular red dye. Anyway, it's a long story. So she is so cute now. She's supposed to be the new Tequi, but she was I pay attention to like doll body language, like just the way they fall and whatnot, and she was holding on to this, and then I put her in Parva's chair and she fit perfectly, and then I put her next to Parva and they looked really cute. So I don't know where we're going with that. Chani, you still don't have a personality or any, well, you have a personality, but you don't have a story. So she's just my cutie poo. It's just that way, call me. And then I have dioramas just sitting there, and or like bases or backgrounds or whatever and things that, to work on. And here I have my, hi guys. Don't look at my dirty clothes, or those dirty clothes. Don't look at those either. Jeez, hope you turn on isn't underwear. Okay, so here's my vanity that I've had for like 20 years. The vanity, this nightstand, and another piece. Oh, this is my Nook, by the way. Isn't that cute? Oh my God, I love it so much. So yeah, so this is sort of one of my Aphrodite altars, as I have a little bowl dedicated to her, and this is something her statue has always been sitting in, and a pink candle for her, and I've got my crystals there, and my essential oils that I pump out like every night because it's very dry in here. And here we have Kalunga, who is definitely staying Kalunga. Forgive the bottle. I use it for the steamer thingy. Anyway, so Kalunga is definitely going to still be her name. We'll talk about Pombagira, but she is an aspect of Pombagira. You know, you guys who have been here for a while, you know that she is the sea death goddess. And that is exactly what Kalunga means, which I mentioned in a previous video, but I didn't realize that Kalunga was an aspect of Pombagira, who's my homie. So here we have Apple House Bibian, who I just dyed red. She's going to be my little demon. I think we might get to use these horns that I never got to use for Dash Karbani. We're still working on her story. She was going to be a succubus, but I don't know. She's giving me more like murder feelings, so we'll see. And here we have my girl, my Argonautica Nile. She is a woman of the evening, a sex worker from days of yore in a setting that's sort of Moroccanish. That's another one of our diorama projects. So here in the closet, I have my props up here. We have tools and things for crafts and whatnot. I didn't want it in there because it just kind of mucked it up. So that's there. The dresser is part of that set that I've had for 20 years that I am so in love with. And then these are lots of doll things. So that is really it for, well, for in this room, but also for some of the doll things that are stored. This, I don't have a home for, but it's, you know, bits of paper and whatnot that I can use for dioramas. So here in it's not the living room, which is here. It is not the dining area, which is here. It is just this area. So here we have Antonella, the puppet marionette. We have my pirate family here. Here is where I'm kind of running into an issue because the bottom shelf is too small for things I want to put there. And I need more space because we have the abandoned mental hospital where Dominion does her torturing. That won't fit down there, and it was supposed to be up there, and I just don't really know what I'm doing. So I'm waiting to figure that out before I put them in their homes. Okay, and then Aniata, poor thing. I'm sorry that you've been downgraded to a tiny square. on top of a storage bin. Like, make the most of the space. Okay, so anyway, so she's here with Mammut, and they're just chilling. I don't have any intention of building them anything, but a nice hut would be really cute right there, right? I could make it all hut. Good idea, you guys. Oh, and also over here, there might be space to put something also. So we'll see about that. We're working on it. And then over here, we have my darling girl, Gigi, in her swamp house. She doesn't have a swamp anymore, but I did paint this up and put some Mod Podge on it, but it's, oh my God, this is totally stuck now. Oh my God. Oh no. Oh no. Oh God. Oh God. Oh, this is going to be bad. Okay, let's just leave that there for now. Let's just leave that. And the kids' bathroom sink's leaking, so I can't put anything under it. And then I have my main altar here. I just made some black salt. Should I do witchy things on this channel too? Should I be like Libby? Should I be like Libby and mix it up? So this is a black salt I made. You can't see it because it's black. And some, oh, I made candles too. So I made this protection candle. But the wick went back in, and I don't really know which one is the original. So, okay, well, that'll be fun to burn. And then my Aphrodite and my Ganesh. Okay, it's the kitchen. You don't need to know anything. There's nothing doll related there, so who cares? And also more witchy related things. In this cabinet from my auntie, I have some herbs. You see how low supplies are? Danny's penny pinching right now. And then here are my latest babies sitting here in the living room on a bookshelf just because I want to see them. I'm sorry, I'm trying to close this flipping thing. It's not working. I want to see them, but I don't have a space for them to have an apartment. Oh, they're so hard to see, poor things. So I don't have a home for them yet, so I still just want to look at them. I don't want them to just sit in my room, so they have a little place where they can snuggle. So I think that is it. Oh, I can't, I mean, you're not going to be able to see the swamp, but let's see what we can see out here. Nothing. You can see the moon. Okay. So back to the chat. So we have a lot of doll work to do. So, and we don't have a lot of space. And you guys know I love my dioramas. It's my whole thing. But I have been sacrificing my dolls and the work done to them and for them, that I've lost focus of the whole. I mean, look, you can be in the hobby and have dolls with no face-ups. It's not a huge deal, but for me, it's part of the whole scene if they look realistic. So I do need to spend time working on that. And I've noticed since I've moved in here that because I was not the primary housekeeper, I work all the time now. I clean all the time now because these children are messes. And so there's been a lot of work doing that. So I've been distracted from the crafts a little bit, because I still did some stuff. Aniata and Mammut's little house, I did a little space. I did that after I moved in here, and the same with Gigi's swamp flooring type of thing. Oh, I wanted to tell you that vanity with the circular mirror over there. All the drawers are full of doll stuff, except the long one in the middle. I have to clean that out first. Anyway, so let's just get to it. So, okay, we'll start here. Do you guys remember Roter-Wolken-Vogel? Do you remember Sid's doll? God, what was her name? Rosamund? I think so. Maybe. Yes. So I was so excited to get this beautiful head. I mean, you've seen her, right? Okay. We're gonna have to get a close up of these freaking wrinkles. This face up is amazing. Let's just take you off. So, she's so scary. She's so scary. Yeah, we don't have autofocus here, so I don't know what I think that I'm doing. Do we have a little autofocus? Anyway, so I was concerned about her. I was concerned because I have had some issues with rebodying. Wait, no, what's it called? Hybrids. I have had some issues with hybriding and I'm not very good at it. And I have gotten lucky. I'll show you my luck in a minute. But for the most part, I've had some trouble with it. So for her, I tried her on every MSD doll because she's a Dallet's head. And of course, she fits on Chani, the Dallet's body. But I love Chani and I'm not sacrificing her. I tried her on everyone else and it wasn't quite right. And then I was like, what about Tekwi? Tekwi, who is the Doll Zone Shoyo that was a gift doll to me, that has been Gigi the swamp witch's like best friend, companion, a swamp creature. Um, Look, I like Tekwi, but Tekwi wasn't getting a full backstory or anything. Tekwi was the kind. I'm sorry for my friend who gave her to me, but she's not my style of BJD. I don't like the typical faces, with the big eyes and the anime type of nostrils, nose and mouth. Just it's not my style. Okay, you can keep looking at her. So it was an easy sacrifice. So I put her on Tekwi's body. Tekwi, of course, has been dyed brown. So what I'm going to have to do is really go in with a bunch of... Oh, and I also wanted to do some severe modding because I'm not going to be building as many dioramas. So I want to get into something I can sink my teeth into. So what I want is for her to be able to fill out these clothes that were made for the Summerbird Viola body. Really like bulk her out. I want her to have long pendulous bosoms. Did I mention? I'm sorry. She's Baba Yaga. So Baba Yaga needs pendulous bosoms. And she's supposed to be really skinny, but I think let's make her chunky. And yes, so of course, the best part about Baba Yaga to a dioramist is the freaking house on chicken legs. The house on chicken legs. I have to make this house. So I've been doing lots of research and sketches, and I am super excited to try to sculpt chicken feet or chicken legs also, and try to get it on top of a house that won't take a lot of space. But there is, in some of the lore, she can touch either wall if she stretches her arms out. So that's exactly what size we're going to be working with. It's going to be weird. It's not going to be exactly in scale, I don't think. I don't know how I'm going to do it all, but I'm learning some things about diorama making and prop making, and that is plan. I mean, I just made some windows. I'm going to show you in a minute. I made some windows, and I'm just kind of stumped right now because I didn't start off right. So now I have to recover from I'm so sorry, sweetie, from not doing it properly. So anyway, Baba Yaga is the big project for 2020. All right, my darling. Another diorama project that we're going to do is like a Moroccan pool plus like a lounge area for my darling girl. She used to be the golden serpent, right? When I planned for her to look sort of Arabic and have kind of golden skin. However, this one came in and was like, nah, I'm a freaking mahogany princess. She really is mahogany. She's got that reddishness to her. So anyway, this wig looked good before. I don't know what the heck happened to it. Wigs, that's another thing. These people need wigs. Oh, it's because I didn't flip the part. These people need wigs in the worst way. Hers could use some... I really liked when she was wearing Aniata's halfy wig. And I know that I'm kind of addicted to half-head wigs, but she still looks crazy. Anyway, I really like that look on her. I mean, like, right? Oh, hello, I'm gorgeous. So we may, We may do a half head thing on her. I don't know. But anyway, I've got to build her pool, and I want that to take a really long time because I want to make tiles, 1,000,000 tiles. And I don't know, am I going to hand paint them? I don't know. I guess so. And I'd like for them to look like tiles. So I want to put like a drop of UV resin on it and then just like cure it real quick while it still sort of has that, you know, it's not flat. It's like, so another thing is face ups. So many of these poor babies need face ups. Oh my God. I'm looking at 3 of them right now that need 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At least 8 dolls need face ups. And that is cruelty and a travesty to not give these people faces. When they are dolls of color, it is much easier to live with because they don't even look like they really need anything. Although they don't have eyebrows, and that's a little weird. But when you dude is peachy light, it is very difficult. It is very difficult for him to just exist and be regular. I am considering sending him out for a face up because, jeez, I want him to continue to look Asian. Of course, he needs some brown eyes. But I don't want to overemphasize it, like be racist about it. So I want a professional to really go in here and do it. And I am honestly hesitant to send out any dye dolls because unless you have a real history with dye dolls, I'm just too scared. I'm too scared to send out something that's going to come back just wrong. I mean, I've had just alcohol take a dye off a doll, depending on the texture of the resin. They all dye differently. So anyway, I think this guy needs that. And how am I going to do guy makeup? I don't know how to do that. I feel like I'm just going to give him too much eyeliner or not enough or something. So this little guy will probably go out at some point. Oh, you're so handsome. You don't deserve this. You don't deserve this. Okay, so what are we going to talk about? All right, I was going to show you the project I've been working on. Uh-oh, hold on. Something's happening. Okay, so this is what I've been working on. I realized that when you have your dioramas out there on display, don't ask me what I'm going to do about the shelf itself because it's kind of an eyesore and I don't really know how to handle it. But I learned that it is probably best to have the exterior decorated as well as the interior. So I made 100 bazillion bricks out of like cereal boxes and I put them all in place. And then I was going to build a frame outside of it. And then I was looking at some brick buildings and they don't have frames on the outside. They have window frames, but this is just brick. And even this I'm not too pleased with now that I'm looking at it. But doesn't matter. We're not redoing it at this point because I did a lot to get to this point. And it's not perfect by any means, but it is what we are working with. So I looked at this and I'm like, yeah, it's fine, but wouldn't it be cool if it was like embellished, like older buildings? That would be great. So then I make this thing, and this has been covered in paint mixed with sand. So I put this there, and I'm like, well, that looks boring and needs more. So then I made like window sills. Where are you, dear? And so I made window sills, which just probably fits in that one. Does it not fit anywhere? Does it just not fit anymore? Does it not fit? You know what? I'm so sick of this freaking project. How does it not fit anymore? Do you know how many times I measured this? And fit it? I don't understand. Anyway, doesn't matter. Everything's fine. So, I may even redo this. I don't know. But then I was thinking to myself, oh, well, let's, make some windows. And so I made some windows, but then I used Elmer's glue. So these just popped right off and I had to redo them. And so I was like, well, how are they going to fit in there properly? And the truth is they won't. So, excuse excuse me, that's your intermission music. So I took off the window frames from this side and decided that these would sit in here. There should be more of the vertical ones, and then have that in there. But this thing is just a little too short, so I have to like strategically put it in, and then I have to still worry about how this windowsill is going to fit in on the other side because it can't just push through anymore. This is why you have to plan, okay? Plan ahead, please. See, this is why you have to decorate the outside, because that's ugly. I want to be in a, a freaking world of pure imagination. I want to immediately think that I'm going to a freaking pirate ship. So these are just lessons that we're going to learn on our new, I'm just leaving you with a nice image. Things that we're going to learn as we do this together. Oh, something else I want to mention. This little bin holding my kids' bathroom stuff. I was thinking of having dioramas inside, something like that. I have that and a wine box. And I think it would be cute to just have like a wall-mounted mini diorama. Oh, there's something else I forgot. Okay, another thing I wanted to show you is, okay, so, oh, I have this, hold on. When I was a Barbie collector, I had my favorite couple, Remy and Bailey. I love them so much that I still have a picture of them that I hang on my wall. This is on my wall at work. Like, I'm into these. Okay, where's my camera? I was really into them as a couple, and okay, so when I collected Barbies, I had a town called Granville, and Granville was like a play on it being small, but called Grand. And also a relative of mine was, an ancestor was Granville Philanthrope. And I thought, what a hilarious first name to have. Like, why would you name your child Grandville? Granville. I thought it was really funny. So anyway, yeah, so I had this doll town, and everybody was really scandalous, and everyone was sleeping with each other and stabbing each other in the back and framing each other for things. And it was a beautiful little town. It really was. Go to vitaplastica.blogspot.com, and then you can look through all of the doll stories because they were great, and I love them, and they're so funny. I look back and I genuinely laugh. This is not to toot my own horn, but anyway, so I just always love them. Flash forward, fast forward. Don't flash forward. I guess you could flash forward. I'm not sure how that would work, but anyway, so I bought Black Cherry Ichigo. And I mean, I absolutely fell in love with her when she was being worked on, like just so ridiculously gorgeous. Of course, she needed to be black, but she didn't come in black, which I get because imagine trying to match that skin tone to lots of other dolls that come in different shades of tans. Imagine trying to match all of that. Like you've got to figure out what tone. It's very hard when it comes to darker shades, browner shades. So I knew that I had to find her body that would work. And so we put her on a lot of the other bodies we saw on Instagram. One moment, please. I put her on a lot of different bodies, and I ended up with a Resin Soul SD body that I got from are you going by Fenn? Matthew Fenn? And it was passable, but she looked freaking strange. She looked strange with the weird chest and the too much torso, and it was just a hot mess. And even though I had extra limbs that Matthew sent me, it just didn't work as this girl that I wanted her to be. In fact, I thought that she was going to be chubby. I thought I would have her on the Argonautica curvy body. Sorry, sweetie, your wig. Oh my god. So anyway, but even that wasn't quite right. And I felt like somewhere I had read that I read that a doll's town body, 17 years worked on her. I was under the impression, what is going on with your knees, girl? So anyway, I was under the impression that Dollstown bodies, like all the heads worked with all the bodies. And I thought, well, if I got this body from Libby, hey Libby Libs, that maybe Nasiri could work on it and she could just like grow up. But that is not the case. I was wrong about that. Oh, there's my camera. I was wrong. I was wrong about that. So anyway, I decided to take a chance and just get her. And wow, wow, Denny made a good hybrid. I mean, she looks great on this body. She looks freaking... sorry. She looks fantastic. Fantastic. And when she's naked, it looks a little weird. Like she's a little in this area is a little strange. She seems a little too shouldery. But with the wig on, with the clothes on, she looks, even with this, very... I won't say a revealing top, but with a top like this and with a low-waisted hippie skirt like that, like it totally works. So I dyed her and I dyed them all together and there's a slight difference, but just what a dye job. This was a very, very good dye job. Her only flaws are some speckles on her thighs, which just look like freckles and you can't even really see them at all. I mean, maybe... yeah, a little bit, little spots, but it's like nothing. So I was really hoping, I was really hoping that she would work. Actually, I wasn't even hoping that she would work with this doll. I was hoping she would work with someone and she could join someone's world. I had to take off her camera because this is just getting in the way. So I didn't hope for anything with her. I just wanted her to work with someone. And I thought that she could maybe be another courtesan. But then I bought this big dude. Jeez Louise. From Jazz. I don't know if you want me to say her name. Jazz C. Who I have been... BJD friends with, so for, since maybe I got into the hobby, so it was really nice to have one of her dolls, It's so much nicer when you have resin from a doll friend. A doll league. That's a TM. I coined that term. Use it in a sentence today. So, this beautiful, handsome guy, I was overwhelmed. I'd never had a doll shoot before, and is he the honey type? Because he's got some translucency that's, he's just immaculate. He's not who he will be, but he's very, very handsome and super sexy. He's a good, marriage separation doll. I don't want to say the D word yet. I don't know if I'm ready for that. But a good separation doll. So then I put them next to each other and they were just, in love. Remember I told you to, that I like to pay attention to doll body language? These two. And it was the same with Bailey and Remy. Bailey's the girl. Bailey and Remy just fell on top of each other. He was the hot guy in town, hot guy in Granville. Everybody wanted to get with him, and he wanted Bailey, who was just a Barbie. Just a cheap Barbie. Sisters in Style Barbie, and he was a freaking fashion royalty. He probably cost 3 times as much. And in the story, he's also a rich dude. Technically speaking, he was the Josephine Baker doll's nephew. So he was from a prominent family called the Boulangers, which means baker. Remy Boulanger and Bailey, I forgot your last name. I'm sorry, sweetheart. So they met and they fell in love and they were a really sweet couple in this scandalous world of Granville. And they were just wholesome and sweet. And they were going to get married and I was going to let it happen. Unlike the past couple, Danny and Felix, there were some problems there. They were my it couple and I just would not let them be happy. But these two, they were always really sweet together. So I decided, instead of creating a whole new story and a need for a whole new diorama, these guys are allowed to be modern. My first modern dolls I'm not counting like the post-apocalyptic thing, although it looks like we're headed towards that world pretty quickly. Look at your belly button. It's got like a fold of skin. Oh my God, I love it. Anyway, these two are happy and in love, and I think I need to close this video out. It's probably getting pretty long. Ugh. But thank you for sticking with me and coming back and enjoying the dolls. Enjoying the dolls with me. Like, her body's been perfect, and all of a sudden her knees are like, yeah. Every time I unstring a doll and restring it is completely different. And also, whenever I dye a doll, it's almost like it gives the joints a little traction. It's not sueding, but it does help a lot. But for some reason, this one decides it's just floppy time. I probably had her folded up too much. Anyway, thank you for hanging in there and believing that I would come back one day. And I will try. I've actually been very comfortable with this video. I have not stopped and started many times. I'm feeling very good. And anyway, thanks for being there. And hopefully you'll have more soon. But let's not make any promises, okay? All right. We know who we're dealing with. All right. Love you guys.